My name is Antonio Hash, and I'm the Sheriff of Roanoke City. As a diverse professional law enforcement agency, we will serve and protect every person within the city of Roanoke through quality courts, correction, law enforcement, and customer-focused service, because we strive to be the model sheriff's office, upholding the high professional standards and values, guided by our mission statement and the law enforcement code of ethics, while building positive relationships with those that we serve. Again, it's a complete honor to serve you, the people of this great city, and I consider the honor to be before you today. As you all know, this is Studio 340, and what we try to do is give you a recap of what takes place here at the Sheriff's Office, which I call it the Office of the People. This is your office, so it's a complete honor to be with you today in your vehicle. If you're tuning in at your home, at your office, wherever you at, thank you for tuning in. Just to give you some brief updates, there are a couple of things that we want to talk about here at the Sheriff's Office. One is always at the top of the list with everybody. You know, our motto for the year is called excellence in service. But we can't be excellence in service unless we do those things that make us excellence in service. And one of those things is hiring excellent people, right? As we talk about hiring excellent people, we talk about our recruitment strategies and what we do. So at the Roanoke City Sheriff's Office, as you all know, our theme for this year's job fair and for our recruitment for this particular year is Earn the Star. As a continued focus with the agency, you all know that this is a year where we say excellence in service. And then when we say excellence in service, it doesn't just mean, we go around the building, we just talk about it, but we go around the building and we talk about what does it mean to be accountable? What does it mean to show up and get the job done without somebody asking you over and over to commit to the best practices? Because we all know with this line of work, sometimes you only give it one time to get it done right. And so we are committed to excellence in service. I am committed to make sure that our staff get the absolute best that they need so that we can continue to be great for this 9-time All-American city. And so again, thank you for allowing us to serve, but it is our job to serve with excellence. And as you all know, we can't have this job unless we had those individuals in custody, which you all call them inmates, we call them residents. But it's also our job to commit to what does it look like to return them back into our community and to a safe community in a better mindset, better than the way we found them. And so with excellence in service, we make sure that we created programs or just that dialogue so they don't have to leave this building in the same situation, but they leave restored, rehabilitated, and in a better place. So kudos to our staff who are committed to making sure that we rehabilitate our citizens or our residents that's returning back into our community as citizens. And to you, our community, thank you for allowing us to serve day in and day out. Serving you all has been one of the best things that we have done since I've taken this role as your sheriff. But it's a pleasure to serve you all. But let me just tell you, we're not, we don't do everything right. Sometimes we make those mistakes. But when we find that we do make mistakes, we correct them quickly. We educate our staff and we pick up the pieces and we move on, because nobody wants to dwell in those that arena in that area. But it's always our job to reset, refocus, and to relaunch. So thank you for allowing us to serve you as a community. And as I always say, we do it better when we do it together. And so again, thank you for allowing us to serve. Let me just be honest with you. A lot of times you reach out to our office even after 4:30, and I think a lot of people say, hey, Sheriff, you the sheriff, you got elected to be the sheriff. But as you all know, I love being the sheriff of this great city. But sometimes after hours, they say you have to have a work-life balance. And so sometimes when we leave at 4:30, my phone doesn't stop ringing until 12 o'clock at night. But let me just reassure you that somebody is always at our facility waiting to serve you, even in person if you need to talk to somebody, or if you need to reach them by telephone. Let me give you 3 numbers that is very important to you, even after hours, if you need to reach somebody at the Roanoke City Adult Detention Center. If you call main control, that number is 540-853-1925. If you can't reach somebody in main control, you can call annex control at 540-853-6776. And if you can't meet them or reach them at that particular number, you can call 540-853-6785. You can always reach somebody down here at our facility because our staff is around the clock 24/7 at 324 Campbell Avenue. So again, as you all know, we're in July. right? And a new budget has already been given to us as an agency. We take pride in being good stewards over taxpayer money and even money that's given to us by the state. And so we do everything we can do in our power to make sure that we always stay in budget. We just got through passing our audit with Brown Edwards. And so again, for our 5th year in a row, thank you, my staff, and thank you all for trusting me to make sure that we meet the budget year in and year out. So again, kudos to our staff, the finance team who commits daily in making sure that we meet the budget. So couldn't do it without you all. As you all know, that we just had a PREA audit, which is what they put in place, because anytime you hold federal residents or inmates in custody, we have to have PREA, which is Prison Rape Elimination Act. Any person who comes into our building or through our intake process, or they are in general populations, which we call GP. If you ever have an incident where it deals with PREA, or you feel like a resident has assaulted you or sexually assaulted you or staff has sexually assaulted you, you can put in a memo, you can put in a grievance, you can call the hotline and specify what the emergency is. Our staff will follow up. And if it's something that our staff is involved in, we always get state police, which is an outside entity that governs everything that we do, because we always want to be transparent when it comes down to our community. We passed our LIDS audit. Our LIDS audit deals with the financial side of our agency from the state side. And so kudos to our staff again, who has worked diligently and professionally to make sure that we met the goal for our LIDS audit. And thank you again to the state for coming in and making sure that we are dotting our I's and crossing our T's. This big one is one that everybody sometimes get nervous about. But one of my good friends always say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so DOC, you all know the Department of Corrections can show up at your doorstep any day. And I often remind myself of her or him when they show up. It's almost like that story about Lean on Me, right? When they show up, you'll never know when they're coming through the door. So I can just remember when they show up, we call around and say, take the chains off the door. They here, they coming in. And that's what she do. Unannounced, that is her job. And so she show up. And when she show up, we have life, health, safety standards that we have to meet. And so kudos to our accreditation team. We have passed our DOC audit. And so again, I'm thankful for that team and our team who has committed to doing excellent work across our agency. So as you all have seen over our social media and into law, House bill was passed where we have fully launched the House bill to be able to do the blue envelope within the state of Virginia. And so the governor passed it. And so now the agency has put it out there. And so anybody who's dealing with any type of autism, you're a driver and or you have kids in your car who cannot communicate with the public safety, the police department, fire, if you all have the blue envelope in your vehicle, you can then pass that over to public safety, and then it's an opportunity for you to communicate in that perspective. But what we found out here is that sometimes we got to go a step beyond that. And so I just want you to stay tuned regarding our agency's commitment to this unique approach to make sure that we continue to serve this diverse community. So please be on the lookout. As the sheriff of this great city, my commitment to this community is, it reminds me every day that we have to stay strong. We have to be diligent in our work that we do every day, but being strong, which means sometimes we may make those mistakes because we're still human, but we fix those mistakes, we get up, put the pieces back together, and we continue to move forward. And so again, I vow to you all to be transparent. Again, that's my job as the sheriff, is to protect you all. Again, so I'm very committed to the work that I said I was going to do. So again, we'll continue to partner with RPD, Chief Booth and his staff, just to make sure that the relationship stays strong, because we can't do this work alone. They can't do it alone. As a agency and a commitment, we are required to commit to this process. And so again, kudos to Chief Booth and his staff for working with us over the last 4 years to change the narrative on what it looks like for public safety to work together. And we have created a conducive environment so that we can get things done in this community. And so I'm very appreciative to him, Chief Booth, and to Chief Hoback for creating a working environment where everybody can work together. I'm also excited again about our commitment to our schools. And so again, We're committed every day to protecting our kids, our staff, and our community. If you know of anybody who is looking for a job, they want to serve as a school resource officer, our agency is always hiring because, again, we need committed people who are willing to earn a star. Are you ready to do this work? I hope that you are. Okay. My name is Antonio Hash. Again, I'm the sheriff of this great city. Always is a pleasure to serve you. And again, I'll try my best to come back here quarterly to give you updates about what we're doing. Again, we have some new things happening inside the building when it comes to programs. Encourage your loved ones to be involved in programs in the building. It just makes them better for when they return back into our community. They're just not sitting back doing time, but we're restoring them and rehabilitating them to return back into our communities better than the way we found them. But again, thank you all for trusting me to be the sheriff of this 9-time All-American city. If I can be of any service to you, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office. But again, this is Studio 340 signing off. Until next time, be blessed.